Dracula's Castle, the story that lives in stone the Carpathians. Night. Clouds drift across a black sky. The wind whistles through the trees, and in the distance you see the silhouette of a cliff. At its peak, a castle. Old, harsh, silent. And yet someone seems to be watching from its windows. No voice, no sound, just presence. This is Bran Castle, also known as Dracula's Castle, a place where history meets legend, where reality borders the supernatural, and where stone holds not only memory but something more, something you don't see but feel. Where does this story begin? And why can't the world look away? Let's go back to the year 1212. A fortress stood here built by the Teutonic Knights. It vanished. Destroyed, some say. Swallowed by the forest, say others, but its trace lingered in the stone. In 1377, Hungarian King Louis III gave the Saxons of Brasov permission to build a new fortress to defend against the Ottoman threat. That fortress became Bran Castle. Raised atop a narrow rocky outcrop, it was meant to be functional, not romantic. But even then, something in its presence whispered. Something watched. Bran guarded a mountain pass, controlled trade, imposed tolls, and hosted troops. A place of strategy, yes, but also one that seemed destined for something greater. It felt like the castle itself was waiting for its true role to begin. The 15th century .la name enters history, destined to become myth. Vlad III, Vlad Dracula, Vlad the Impaler, a man who terrified even those who didn't believe in demons. Forests of stakes, rotting corpses. But was he a sadist, or a ruler hardened by the chaos of his world? Was he ever at Bran Castle? Officially, maybe not, but legend says he was imprisoned here in 1462, captured by Hungarian King Matthias Corvinus. Perhaps for a few months. Perhaps not at all. But even if Vlad never walked Bran's halls, his shadow lingers. Not the gothic vampire of Bram Stoker's novel, but the real one, the Balkan prince, warrior, tactician. And somewhere, deep within Bran's walls, his footsteps echo still. After Vlad, the castle did not fall into ruin. It became a customs post, then a noble residence. In the 16th and 17th centuries, Bran passed into the hands of Brasov's merchants. It was respected, but feared. Locals avoided it after sundown. Strange lights, whispers, fog that seemed to breathe. And when the world outside roared with war and empires, Bran stood quiet, but alert. Something inside it waited. In 1897, Irish author Bram Stoker published Dracula. He never set foot in Romania, but he read of Vlad the Impaler, an imagined account who lived atop a cliff, controlled wolves, turned into mist, and drank blood. Stoker's castle was fictional, but Bran fit the image perfectly. The turrets, the mountain, the sheer drop, the shadows. And so, in the 20th century, Bran became Dracula's castle not because it was, but because it felt like it should be. In 1920, the people of Brasov gifted the castle to Queen Marie of Romania, granddaughter of Queen Victoria. She transformed it into a royal residence, added Mediterranean elements, bright rooms, gardens, balconies. But at night, the castle changed. Queen Marie believed in spirits. She held seances. She listened to the walls. When she died, part of her heart literally was placed in a silver box buried near the castle. Stone and spirit bound together. Under communism, the castle was nationalized, turned into a museum. Tour guides came, so did silence. Staff wouldn't stay overnight. They heard footsteps, cold spots, lights flickering, doors that unlocked by themselves. In 2006, the castle was returned to the Habsburg family descendants of Queen Marie. It remained a museum, but now it was also a machine of myth. There are vampire dinners, night tours, haunted chambers, but certain doors remain shut. Not for renovation, for other reasons. Bran has 57 rooms, hidden staircases, secret passageways, a fireplace that opens into a tunnel, a cellar where bones were found. At night, Windows are barred from the inside. Keys are locked away. Stories speak of a woman in white, of a shadow with no source, of a chill in the queen's room that no fire can banish. There is a hall of horror for tourists, but those who've truly wandered Bran say, the real terror isn't the props. It's the silence. That feeling you're not alone. That someone walks just behind you and stops when you do. Bran Castle isn't just stone. It's memory, myth, mirror. It was built for war, reborn through legend, and now it watches. Perhaps Vlad never lived here, but fear does. Story does. Silence does. And silence is loud. Each breath you take inside its walls feels borrowed. Each shadow, familiar. Each stare expects your step. This castle doesn't ask for belief. It doesn't care if you doubt. It just waits. Because castles don't die. They only wait for you to knock again.